All right, and we're back with a new show. Look, I don't know whether I'm coming or going at this point. I know that I'm here. My face is tired. I don't have Bell palsy, so for whatever reason, if things seem a little tired over here, it's just because I'm not getting sleep. Damaged blue. Do you guys have you ever had a problem sleeping at night?
Yeah,
Yes.
all the time,
All the time.
every night.
Every
This
night.
is real. This is a real thing, Jason. You're not alone.
I drink a lot of coffee. The producers were like, Blue, why are you so hype? It's just coffee. Just coffee.
Yeah, well, see, I'm on magnesium, which is a good supplement for those of you that are having problems sleeping. I know some of you give your babies melatonin since that so that nigga in the neighborhood can
hmm
come over at night. But I take magnesium. It's a great supplement that helps you sleep better,
Uh-huh.
dream better. I actually had a dream that Beyonce dropped off a Rolls Royce to my house, and I put Bigo King on the license plate because I've been talking about becoming the Bigo King now that I'm over there spending every day, all day on that app. By the way, Blue
Hmm.
is on the app now. Blue, I went to your welcome party. You fucking killed it. Everybody on the app's like, "Oh my
Thank
god,
you.
she's smart. She's this, she's that." I'm like, hello. Why you think she's on our show, idiot?
Yeah, that was fun.
No,
But
but
let
you
me
you
tell you,
said magnesium. Have you tried indica? That's what I want to know. You
no,
tried magnesium. You haven't tried the
Hmm.
indica yet.
yeah,
I've
I'm
heard
just
great
not a
things
weed
about it.
person. I'm not a weed person. Like I think that people need to like if you do weed and you want to smoke weed, do your weed. I know that I'm not a weed person.
Do
I
your
don't
weed.
respond well to weed. I was just recently, my friend Sergi Baca, shout out to him. He just moved here to LA. We had a little dinner party at
Yes.
his house the other night. And let me tell you what a Sergi Baca dinner party looks like. It's not at all, there's no chef that comes from heaven and there's no flatware that's flown in from China. It's literally he forgot to plan, so we ordered STK and sat in the kitchen and drank box water. But either way,
Oh, that's
he hosted.
intimate. Aw.
No, it was a good time, but he hosted it, and we were actually having a conversation about edibles because there was somebody there at the dinner party who had a bad reaction on edible, and I had a bad reaction on edible, and I just feel like every time I get high, I feel like I'm dying, so I just know that it's just not for me. You know what I mean?
No, I will say this, Jason. I
Yeah.
have to do marijuana medically speaking for my endometriosis. And so even I have to say that if you overdose on an edible, I once ate a gummy bear that I thought was one serving, but it was actually every limb was a serving. So it was actually 8 servings. And I kissed the moon and gave birth to the sun. I'll never forget that night and I will never want to relive it again. So you're right. You have to consume responsibly because it could go left real fast. Real
Yeah.
fast.
I'm definitely not an advocate for edibles. I know a lot of people do that, but I had a ton of crazy experiences falling out, hitting my head. The thing is about the edible, you can't pace it. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know how to get it away. So I'm definitely not going to co-sign the edibles
Actually,
because you
there is a
pace it.
there actually is a way to get it away, guys. Life hack. I used to spend my summers in Amsterdam before COVID hit. And when you go to Amsterdam, there's a thing called Cannabis College, and they tell you that the cure for an edible high is sugar. So Kool-Aid, Capri Suns, people always like, why do you have Capri Suns in your house? If you drink cheap, sugary water, it actually brings the effects down by half. So that's a great life hack for you guys.
Well,
For all
Cheap
my
juice.
stoners.
sugar is out of my diet. I've recently been partaking in a little bit too much 1942. And I
Hey.
weighed in yesterday and I've gained 3 pounds. Let me tell you something. I gaining 3 pounds in the past was like, eating a double burger from one of these places or whatever. I'm frantic over 3 pounds and I don't want to beat myself up over it. But when I tell you today for breakfast, I had oatmeal with a banana and raisins, no sugar. I had one egg sunny side up with no salt. I had for lunch. I had some shrimp and broccoli. And yams. I'm
Mm.
not playing. I'm back on my diet. I scared myself straight.
Now, I mean, it's not wrong with
Straight.
putting a pound or two on there, is there, Jason? That could have been muscle. You've been working out. I know you got the gym up and running. That
Nope,
could have been
nope,
three
nope,
pounds of
nope, nope. I
bicep.
haven't been. I haven't been working
Mhm.
out either. My trainer flaked on me. My trainer literally had a scheduled appointment my first day to get back in the gym. Did not show up. I said, "This is a sign from God. God is trying to get me fat again, and I'm not going there." So now I'm leaving tonight to go on a emotional retreat to focus
Uh
on.
Oh.
Everybody's
huh.
laughing over here.
uh huh.
To focus
Mhm.
on emotionally getting in tune with my body again and working out and just I it's on my calendar. I've put working out in my calendar and every day that alarm goes off and I roll over and look at it and go, not today. But I do, I worked hard
Not
to get
today.
this far. Yeah, I worked hard to get this far. I just need to keep going now. Like now it's time to build the body I always wanted. So I'm gonna get back in.
But Jason,
Send me all the support, you
what
guys.
what is holding you back when you wake up in the morning and you know you want to work out? What's that thing holding you back where you go, not today?
I am over fucking whelmed. It's so crazy
Hmm.
that
Okay.
I've gotten to the point now to where I don't have an assistant. So I am looking for an assistant. If you are out there and you believe that you can work for me and you want to work for me, God bless you. Please apply. I'm looking for an assistant and a coordinator, somebody to help me with everything that's happening. I just think that I'm overwhelmed. You know what I mean? There's so much going on. We're really active on this app called Bigo. I'm welcoming
Hmm.
Amber Rose there this Friday. If you guys are on the app, stop by her welcome party. I'm giving away trips to Vegas to have dinner with Floyd and I. Like I'm on Bigo building an army of Gag Nation family people over there. And I know Blue has joined us. Damage, we're waiting on you to come
I'm
because all
already
our
on
fans are.
there. I've been on the app. I
So there's
just
an
have to set up my
audition.
welcome party.
You know,
Yeah, I
there's
got
an
to do
I
my
audition
know.
audition.
here.
Yeah, you have to have an audition, and then once your audition is scheduled, so you should hit the team today. Let's get you
I'm
scheduled. Then you get
I'm
on there, and
setting
the
it up.
fans
I
are
got
there.
you.
And our fans are there really helping us build. We've started the Gag Nation over there. We have a good family. But no, I mean, I just have been so overwhelmed with priorities that just today, I mean, I've literally been nonstop out in the community since 9 a.m. Or 9:30. I just got back right now to do this show. But I'm not complaining because these are the days that I always prayed for. And I think when we
Hmm.
get busy doing what we love, we have to remember to not complain about it because we asked for it. Now, I will say with the fitness thing, for those of you out there that have been following my fitness journey and saying that I've inspired you and I'm on this level or this journey of self-love. I um told Rob, who works with me here, that we have to put an hour and a half in our schedule every single day to prioritize working out. And that has to be our own time in our zone, taking care of our bodies, loving ourselves, and not look at it as a grueling workout, which it will be, but look at it as the time that we want to spend to ourselves every day. Because I just don't know that if I don't schedule it and really stick to it and have a accountability partner like Rob, it won't happen.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I
Jason,
think
I will say this to you, Jason, that I could give you some tips about. Number one, I actually recently got a trainer a couple weeks ago, and one of the things that really helped me is she comes at 6:45, and my bedroom goes into my backyard. She's at my door at 6:45, whether I like it or not. So that's creepy, right? So I can't even like say I don't want to do it because she's there looking through the window, like what's good. I almost cried yesterday because I was a little not hungover, but I had not slept well. But she was there at 6:45. She worked me out. I cried the entire time, but I finished it. So number one, please do it early in the morning before you can talk yourself out of it, because 6:45 is dumb early, and it's hard to cancel on somebody that early in the morning.
Not going to get up at 6:45. That's just not going to happen. Even though
Jason,
I
if I
enjoy.
can do it,
wait.
you can do it.
No, let me tell you something. No, but again, this is what I've learned about working out and eating better. You have to find the foods that you like. You have to find the exercises and the time that you like. I think what I just thought about here right now is my team comes early in the morning and they have work to do. I usually have a meeting at 9 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cancel that 9 a.m. meeting and just do our one meeting at 4 p.m. in the day, like we typically
Perfect.
do. Have our 4 o'clock meeting, and then be able to work out in the morning, say between 8:30 and 9. That's really my sweet spot. I got to get up out of bed at 7:30. I got to warm up and then be in the gym by 8:30, work out for an hour and a half. By 10 a.m. can start my day. I just have to find the time that really is my sweet spot. Not too early, but not too late. Because once we get past noon, I'm not going to the gym. Like I'm gonna be
Oh
smoking
I'm the
hell
a
same
no.
blunt.
way.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
the
doing
same way. But I think for anybody out there that's trying to, find that routine in the gym, I think it's about starting off with like doing a warm up that you love. So, Jason, you got the Bigo app. Maybe you get on a treadmill and put it on real slow for 20 minutes and just talk to people just to get into that energy of the gym. You know what I mean? Like just something to get you going. Like, all right, I've been in on this treadmill 20 minutes. Now I'm ready to work out. Because I feel like when you wake up and you thinking about the gym, it's like, I really don't feel like it. So, finding that good warm up situation for your routine, I think will help out.
No, I think I need some thoughts to come over. I need some eye candy. I need some men in here
Yeah.
pumping it. You know what I mean? Not pumping me, but
Oh.
pumping that iron. You know what I mean? That's what I
Oh.
need.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
well,
Okay.
ooh, that is different. I mean,
Because I
music
think
works. I've
because
learned.
because listen. We have to look at the things that we want to become. If you want to look like money, start hanging around money. If you want to look sexy, you got to hang around sexy. Like I will say one thing about the gyms in LA. people go less to work out and more to be seen. You know what I mean? Like every time I would go to Equinox,
Hell yeah.
everybody was up there wearing Hermes workout outfit. What the hell are you wearing $1,000 workout fit for? You're gonna get dirty. You know what I mean? Go get you that good Nike or that good, that good Target. You know what I mean? Wear that cheap shit that you're just gonna throw in a wash
That's
machine
right.
anyway. I don't know.
I go in there looking homeless. I'm wearing scraps and scarves and shit from the
No,
past.
yeah, I look very bad. My trainer looks the way that I want to look. Like she is a specimen. And so seeing her and her fine self at my window like a creep in the morning, I'm like, let me get my ass up. I have learned that surprisingly, guys, my superpower is squats and pelvic thrusts. For whatever reason, I'm very
Hey,
good at those. So those are what I start all my work.
hey.
I didn't know this about myself. She says I have excellent form. So I'm learning so much during my workouts.
Yeah, I think if my trainer's like, yo, the way you squat, yeah, that form is fire. Me and him, I have to have a word. Like, this is why I don't let, and I'm not saying that the trainers that have ever trained me are not good looking. I don't let trainers I'm attracted to work me out because I did have this one trainer that I remember one time when we first worked out, he was like, can I stretch you out? And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But you're gonna have to draw a picture or something because what do you mean stretch me out? So he's like, let me stretch your body out. So he actually stretched my body out, and I'm, laying on the table, legs and this and that. It was a couple moves.
No, wait,
No, hold on. There was a couple moves where I was like, okay, my nigga, you trying to test me? You trying to see what?
yeah.
But one thing I learned,
No.
I don't want nobody that I'm attracted to touch my body unless it's that type of relationship. Not even a trainer, not even a doctor. Like I'm not fucking with cute doctors. I'm not letting no cute dentist go in my mouth because what do you do when a cute dentist goes in your mouth? Now he playing around all in your tongue and shit. Now you got to explain to him. No, no, no.
This is too funny.
My trainer is just my homie, sis. If you see this, I am not talking to you. That was Jason's point. I don't want her thinking like I was looking at her funny. I like where her
If
body
she
has
telling you that
settled.
she like your
Yeah.
pelvic thrust, maybe she looking at you funny.
Jason, that's
Look,
how rumors get started. I love my trainer. Don't ruin this for me.
I
I
would
bet
not
your
mind
trainer
a
loves you too.
fine female trainer. I don't feel like enough guys get female trainers too. I wouldn't mind a fine ass female trainer with an 8-pack.
I had lunch yesterday with Amber, and we were talking about. She invited me to go work out with her trainer. Her trainer's a female, so I'm gonna go work out a couple of times with her. I do
Nice.
like to work out with a guy, but I'm not a guy that I'm attracted to. And I'm not. Listen, I'm
Mhm.
not saying you women trainers aren't real. Like y'all do you. I'm just saying what I like. Just like when I get a massage. Actually, my massage therapist is fine, by the way. But I've known him for 10 years, so he can rub me down however he has to. All right, so Meghan Markle apparently now she done moved out the castle, and this is the thing. Now I remember the joke online, Damage Blue. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a joke online where it said if you want a man to move out of his house, hook him up with a black woman. So this Meghan Markle woman, she then went over to the kingdom and got good old Prince Harry out of his grandmother's house. And so now Candace Owens, our resident coon, has sounded off on everything. And she said that Harry is actually in an abusive relationship with Meghan Markle. So following Oprah's sit-down interview where she had this major exclusive that blew the lid off a lot of things, including racism, many people had to digest all of the stuff that they got from it, including Candace Owens, who claims that Meghan needs to, quote, stop being the victim. Now, I don't know about any of you all. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Candace Owens. I thought we would lose her once we lost Trump, but it seems like her career now has moved over to Twitter, where she is now trolling black women. This is a tweet that she actually put up. She said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if a woman threatens to kill herself and your unborn child, you are in an emotionally abusive relationship.
Ooh, you know
I
what?
don't know. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if Candace Owens is walking around like that with her hair looking like that, she's in an abusive relationship with her hairdresser. Deep conditioner is your friend, sis, okay? Because your hair is telling on you. People who look like you always have something like that to say. Worry about your split ends. That's my response.
My Chester, I wish Candace Owens just shut the hell up. She just talks too much. No one asked her, and she's always on the wrong side of the narrative too, and it seems very intentional. She's a troll. Fuck her. Like, come on, man. We got to throw her away.
Well, one thing I think that's
Agree.
important, I mean, a lot of women, are online talking about, the need for support and help and hashtag protect black women. Meghan Markle happens to be a protect black woman candidate, and the fact that she opened up
Hmm.
about feeling like she wanted to commit suicide after her ordeal or her experience with the royal family and being there, being attacked by the British tabloids, people questioning how dark her kid was going to be, and she said, quote, "I didn't want to be alive anymore." And the fact that she said this and what appears to be, not just a cry, not, I wouldn't say it's a cry for help, but at least, sharing such a revelation with us, in a way that could hopefully empower other people who felt that way to get help. I just think it's really ironic that Candace Owens would then come and slam her. And but wait, is it ironic that Candace Owens did anything stupid? I mean, she does
No.
No,
stupid things.
not at all.
I will say, Jason, you mentioned the part about her opening up. When Pierce Morgan, Wham Wham Morgan, stormed off and everything, Megan made complaints to the TV station about what he said, but she didn't make a single complaint about what he said about her personally. Her complaint was he should not be talking about women who have suicidal thoughts like that because he thinks he's attacking me, but he's actually attacking lots of other women who see themselves in me. She didn't say a single thing about herself. And that was a
Mm.
great point to make is he thinks he's talking about her. Candace thinks she's talking about Megan. But there are tons of mothers who have postpartum depression who watch that, who feel attacked by that tweet, who are not Meghan Markle and who do not have a husband and a support system like Megan does. And so I think it's disgusting. And Candace just had a baby herself. Next time she has a child, what's going to happen if she gets postpartum depression?
Let me put this tweet back up just so we can get into it really quick. So she said, I don't know who needs to hear this. Now she's talking about any woman out there who needs to hear it. But if any of you threaten to kill yourself and your unborn child, you are in an abusive relationship. Now, we know postpartum depression isn't predicated on having an abusive partner. We know that women have their own emotional experiences when they are giving birth and after they've given birth. Candace, why would you use the platform that you unfortunately have to slam innocent women only to bring down another black woman? This is where, again, I don't know if she has her black card or her ticket to the cookout, but Candace Owens
Nope.
should be canceled. And I think that, this cancel culture thing is misplaced. I think we place it on these high profile social media blitzes that people put out to condemn others' actions or to start online wars. This is where I think cancel culture should reside. I think when you are a black person in the culture and bad for the culture, you should be culturally canceled. That's me.
I
No, I
agree.
feel you. Also, man, the narrative that she's being a big baby and playing victim, I think is hilarious because there's so many people that could never stand just a few angry tweets about them, let alone a whole media platform and multiple media platforms tearing down everything about you. So everybody out there saying, "Oh, she's playing victim," it's not that serious. I disagree. I feel like I don't think I could handle it. I don't know if I would go to the extent of saying I might kill myself, but I don't think I can handle that pressure. I remember just being teased in school, and that was just a few guys, you know what I mean, or a few kids having whole media platforms and tabloids. That's a lot to take on and to be in a new situation. It's just a lot of pressure, and I
And
don't think a
damage,
lot of people are
it
giving
wasn't
grace.
just the media. So you said you might not be suicidal if it was the media, but you might have some suicidal thoughts if it was the media, your brother, your mother, your sister, your old
Yeah, everything.
hairdresser, people who loved you. So we have to take away that she's just like being a victim with a bunch of strangers. People who love her used her as a come up. If you've ever been betrayed by one person and lost your mind for even a single day, imagine being betrayed by people who said they love you and gave birth to you and the media for 3 years straight, and you kept your mouth shut until last Sunday. Like let's
Now I'm
Yep.
gonna
keep it a
tell, now I'm
buck
gonna
here,
tell, now I'm gonna
guys.
tell you, Megan has showed a lot more grace than I would, because I'm gonna tell you right now, my father, my dad, I know you're still alive and I know we don't talk. Stay over there in Stockton. Don't come out publicly saying it. My father would never do this, and we don't have the best relationship. He would never come out on the media and say whatever. I just wrote a book. I put everything I felt about my whole family in that book, and he didn't say anything publicly. To watch her father continuously talk about her after she's made it clear she doesn't want a relationship with him, her stepsister, who she says she doesn't have a relationship with, continues to talk, and I think is writing a book. I feel for her because on one end, she's too black for the royal kingdom, which by the way, she ain't that black, but she's not, you know what I mean? Like, she's too black. The fact that they're talking about what color her baby's skin is going to be is that's a whole indictment on the royal family in general, because I don't know if it's the royal dishwasher or the royal butler, But whoever was a part of the establishment that has something to say about Archie's skin color, I think is really, really concerning. And then on the other hand, she doesn't have her family to fall back on and have as an anchor. I mean, her mother's out here somewhere. You know, the royal family took away their money, they took away their titles, they took away their protection. So they're just out here in these LA streets with the Crips and Bloods. Like, you left them out here, Queen.
And they're gonna be
Ugh.
fine. They're gonna be fine. And I mean, for anybody that's taken back about the royal family, it's like, did you look at anything in the history book? So I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am gonna give Megan some grace because I don't think I could be in her shoes and handle it the way she handled it at all.
I haven't watched a lot of historical documentation on the royal family to know what they should be doing. Now, I did watch The Crown, and I saw what happened to Diana, so I could only imagine, had Meghan stayed in that situation, the next season would have been lit. But we're glad that she's safe, and we're glad that Archie's safe, and we're glad that Harry is holding his woman down. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I would have gave up the royal kingdom for nobody. Like, say I was dating a nigga and he was like, "Oh, I want to be with you, but we gotta leave the family and the family jewels and the money and the butlers." I'd be like, "Nigga, I'm going back to Grinder. Sorry,
Jason, you wouldn't give it up for
No,
love?
I've had love and ain't gave it up in many ways
but
than a few.
but
No,
are they
What you
are they really giving up anything? Like, he's still rich. Like, I mean, it might not be billion
No.
dollar rich. They're not rich
No,
at all.
I will say this, right? This is the part that Jason mentioned that we have to circle back to. Diana and Tyler Perry are the only reason they're not actually homeless, right? Because we keep talking about race. They do this to all women who don't stay in their place, whether they're black or white. Megan being black is just the icing on the problematic cake. And so Diana knew the family that she had married into and left an inheritance for Harry. And between her inheritance and Tyler Perry's house, that's the only reason they're actually not in desperate straits. So we have to be really, really mindful about recognizing they took away all their money. And his mother, who got dragged in the same way, had the forethought. She's like, "Yo, this is a fucked up family," and left her son money in case this happened. And she was right. So
and
shout out to Diana and Tyler Perry.
this is why I think Queen Elizabeth, you don't really know what's happening right now because you're too busy sucking on that tea. You need to call me because I was on a show called Love and Hip Hop, and I know how this storyline is going to play out, right? They're getting ready to drop a tell all book, and they're going to get massive millions of dollars to do it. Then they're going to
Yep.
turn that book into a story, and then they're going to launch philanthropic endeavors as Meg and Harry. And then they're going to go and raise hundreds of millions of dollars building schools and helping women who are they about to run a whole bag on your ass. So, Queen, if you make me a royal knight, actually no, make me the king
A
of
night,
Vigo. If you make me
a
the king of
night.
Vigo and give me my own crown with a little, I only need a little allowance. You know what I mean? I will help with your social media because they getting ready to drag the shit out of you. And
Oh, hell yeah. Hell, and by the way, Jason, what you just said, actually, Royal Insiders have already confirmed that's already in the works. So you are Nostradamus when it comes to this. Everything you said is actually in the works as we speak.
well, listen, I
Everything.
know
So they're
what
gonna do
else
all that.
they gonna run the bags. But I'm gonna tell you who else is running the bags. About 16 people who are saying that Ti and Tiny have done some most sex assault. Now, listen, I don't know what is going on. This molehill keeps on building. Now, there were the 11 charges against Ti and Tiny, or 11 people that came forward and said that they had allegedly sexually assaulted them and drugged them. Now, while Tiny and Ti's attorney Steve Siddall continues to deny all these claims, Tyrone, the attorney for all of the victims, says, "quote If I was a prosecutor, I'd have brought charges already. For me, the goal is to get justice for these women, hands down. This is not about money. This is not about clout." And I just want to know, what is it about? I mean, you have people that make statements. That's not enough for me. I really feel like there needs to be some hard evidence, some cameras, some kind of B-roll of you walking, something like, where is the evidence? That for me is, and then how do you even prove it? You didn't make an assault claim at the time. You didn't file a police report. You don't have any semen. You don't have any video footage or anything. Like, where where does this charge get validated, and how does it get validated?
Or maybe they do and we don't know yet. I think this is still developing. I don't know if they're doing a criminal investigation. I have no idea where this case is at, and that's the thing. We only know via social media.
But I'm speaking specific to the attorney though, who's saying bring charges. how do you bring charges based on statements? You know what I mean? Like there has to be some other evidence. At least for me, I think there should be, because I just think we live in a world where people rush to convict before you can look at facts, and I just don't think it's fair with anybody. And I'm saying this about Ti, and this is not somebody that I'm a fan of at all.
Well, sometimes there can be a trail because there's so many allegations of threats being made. When you make threats, there's cell phone records, right? There's towers that ping things. There's potential written correspondence. So there might be evidence that's still being gathered, and based on what they've seen as a preliminary, he's already saying that it looks like it's bad. So if you say you didn't threaten somebody, but you have one of your goons calling that person every day for a week, it kind of shows that there's some kind of evidence that you threatened that person. So I'm actually really curious about how the threats were made, because that's going to be the easiest way to tangibly prove that something happened that was amiss with Ti and Tiny. I'm also curious about what Tiny has to say, because Jason, you mentioned about how she has such a beautiful spirit. I've only heard great things about Tiny, and she might be another victim in this, right? Because Stockholm syndrome is real. So we know that Ti is a dastardly individual, allegedly. I personally think he's dastardly, but Tiny might be a victim herself. So I'm curious to see if at any point they actually split apart and she starts speaking her truth. I'm curious about that.
Ooh, that'd be a bombshell right there. Tiny a ride or die. If we would see her to turn on Ti, that would be something we never seen before. Honestly, she's
Well,
And ride
tasted
or
spice all the
die
time.
let me
means
let me
Stockholm
just say that
syndrome.
I don't think that, threatening. Yes, threatening is unfortunate. Threatening is mildly illegal. They're not going to overcrowd the jails because people threaten one another. People get threatened all the time. We're saying sex assault, drugging, raping. Now we're talking about an underage intern allegedly, so maybe molest. At this point, there needs to be some evidence of that type of activity for there to be real more meat on this bones. For me, threatening people. Look, if I put a gun to somebody's head because they did something or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a long sexual past between me and this person. I just think it's a little bit more complex. I don't know. I think a lot of people, online that I see are very much on one side or the other. There are some people who are saying, lock them up. And then there's some people on the other side that are saying, not enough evidence for me. So I don't know. I'm just kind of out here waiting to see what happens.
But if you threaten someone and say, "Don't tell anybody I raped you," that does actually speak to sexual assault.
Well,
Like
of
the
course, of
nature
course,
of the
of
threat
course,
matters. So yeah.
of course. But I don't think if Ti and Tiny did that, that they put it in a text message. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta wait and see. This is still developing.
Yeah.
We're so early on this.
All
This is
right. Well,
crazy.
listen, Tahiri, she's been on the show here. She's gone viral again with this video that's resurfaced of her crying over a peasant salad in the DR. Now, I'm going to show you this video and then we can talk about it.
So we work really hard, right, to go on vacation, to go to a different country, to vibe. My parents are both Dominican, born and raised. We like really break our backs. You know, my parents migrated to the US to give me a better life. And I come to a resort and I sit at a dinner table and I get a menu and I'm staying at Sanctuary in Cap Cana. And I get this menu, right? Because of COVID, you don't get a menu, so you have to like download the menu. And the menu says the first item on there says peasant salad. Peasant. What the fuck is a peasant salad? I'm fucking confused. Sanctuary, Capcana, wherever the fuck I am, that I bust my motherfucking ass to come here to eat. So y'all niggas could give me a motherfucking salad that says peasant salad. So my dumb ass is looking at them like, okay, so y'all got mad commas in between salads where I can't tell what dish has what. Did y'all miss an L or something? Is it pleasant salad? And the fucking salad says peasant salad. So do you think I want to eat here? Do you even think I want to stay here? I had a whole moment that at 2021, you still come out. I mean, shit, racism is so alive and we know this. But we work so hard to come to like a place, to an establishment, to a fucking resort, to fucking eat a peasant salad. The salad that y'all motherfuckers eat is it a peasant? And then people want to tell me it's a campo salad and call it campo.
Now, listen, I've been to the DR a couple times. I've interacted with the folks there. Let me just set some context because I haven't talked to Tahiri and I don't know what the emotional reaction was all about. When you go to the Dominican Republic, the people there are very, very, very sweet, and the country is extremely fucking poor. And I remember cashing in my money. I went with $12,000, and that was like almost 600,000 pesos. And the way that people respond there to money, you do see a sense of desperation. So I will say, when I left DR the first time, I was very emotional because it hit me really hard how ungrateful I was. It hit me really hard at how I take things for granted and how I just splurge and spend money and don't worry about receipts and this and that. And I went there and I met people who were just one guy that I met, he only made he made $500 a month. And when I thought about that, I was like, damn, it really did humble me. So it did humble me to the point to where I was emotional. Now, I wasn't that emotional to where I was, having an emotional reaction to my food. But, she's Dominican and maybe she went back, saw this on there. Maybe she thought that they were being disrespectful to the culture. I don't know. Maybe it was just overwhelming. Maybe it was a culmination of many things. But I do understand where her heart is coming from. And I'm going to have empathy towards her for where her heart is coming from on this, because I just think that she probably was back home and felt for her people and felt that, that they were being disrespected. I don't know. But some may think maybe she's doing a little too much.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this quick because I don't want to. First of all, there's an island called Hispaniola, right? Most of that island is called the Dominican Republic, and the little bitty tip at the end is called Haiti. So we are from the same island. Me and Zahiri are from the exact same island, right? And my father's 6 other kids are all Dominican, so Dominicans are my literal family. I understand the poverty on that island on both sides. I have a lot of emotions that come up when I go to that island. I think honestly, Hispaniola is one of the most beautiful islands in the world. And it's also one of the poorest. So I understand the emotional aspect. But one thing that this highlights is a lot of you want to be woke without doing a Google search or having a library card. And if she had just simply Googled what a peasant salad was, which I did, it took me about 13 seconds. In Greek cultures, poor people would take leftover feta cheese and leftover onions and leftover tomatoes and throw it in a bowl and call it a peasant salad because you were broke. It's also called a village salad. And that's why Greek salads are called peasant salad. This wasn't racism. It wasn't a fried chicken and watermelon salad, sis. A Google search would have ended all of this. Like everybody wants to be woke so bad.
In all fairness, you're taking for granted that everybody in Dominican Republic has a phone to do Google. They don't have money
But
like that.
Tahiri does though. Tahiri had it
No,
to live stream
but
though.
but
She had it to live
Wi-Fi.
stream.
But she did have it to live stream. But maybe she didn't want to research where the origin of peasant salad came from. If I go somewhere and they have a chicken and watermelon salad on the menu, I ain't
Then
Googling
that's
shit.
racism.
I ain't Googling shit. I'm fucking the place
That's
up, bitch,
racism.
and I'm
The
getting my food
Negro
straight.
salad.
Like if I go somewhere that says, Greek salad with a side of Negro, I'll be like, what Negro does this salad come? What Negro comes with this? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna Google that it's maybe the black beans on the
But
side.
But peasant is not inflammatory enough for you to do all that. The same Wi-Fi that got you to cry on camera and look crazy is the same Wi-Fi that you could have used to simply Google why
Or
do
maybe
Greeks
that
call their
was the
salad
heart
peasant.
of it. Maybe that was the heart of a nation that was responding.
You know
And
the
this is
sad
what's wrong with
part?
cancel culture. This is what's wrong with cancel culture. You all want to be woke so bad. You see me and Jason and Damage on here running our mouths, and you think it's so easy, and then you look stupid because you don't do your research. We do research before we do the show. Do your research. That's all I'm saying. So Harry,
That
I love you, but just do your
I
research.
don't. I don't. I'm too
that's
tired to do research. Like honestly, I thought a peasant salad was a certain bird that she put on top of the lettuce. I didn't know what was going on. But either way, like I go and I'm Greek, so I'm black, Greek, and Italian. When I pull up at my favorite restaurant out here, I ask for a Greek salad. They don't ask me, do I want a peasant on the side? I wouldn't get that emotional. But if I went home to the motherland and I started understanding more of my culture, everything could hit me all at once. And if you catch me on a good live, you might get it all and it may not come out right. She looked like she was
Mhm.
processing her emotions and what she was thinking at the same time on live camera. But this is why I don't do Instagram live anymore, because I was getting really emotional with the fans. Now I'm on Bigo, and these bitches on Bigo are trying me. So when I believe there's a couple peasants on there who I'm coming for now that I'm starting something called the Daily Read. But Tahiri, I think, I just think maybe she was a little emotional.
She was emotional. I think everybody that has any kind of notoriety with social media needs a good friend. That's something she should have recorded and sent to a friend first so they can Google and go, nah, girl, you tripping. You know what I mean? Because I get the emotions. You probably back home and you're seeing your people and you take, like you say, you might start taking things for granted. You see this fucking peasant salad. You're like, what the fuck is this? But at the same time, if she would have did that quick Google search, she would have seen all the origins, and that's what everybody has to do.
Google.
So if you're not going to Google search, record this shit on your phone. Don't go live, guys. Record it. Spend 10 minutes talking to your damn self and send it to somebody you trust. That's when you type in tweets, making Instagram captions, because now you're going to get your ass canceled saying dumb shit. So just have a good friend in mind.
If I don't
Google is your friend.
search, if
Google
I
is your
don't
friend.
if I don't Google search the nigga put my dick in his mouth, why am I going to Google search my salad?
Because you're on live crying about it, Jason. That's why.
Sorry, we're not the same. We're not the same. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I will tell you who we do need to do a Google search on. This chick up in the Bay Area. Now, I'm sad to even say as somebody from Northern California that this hoe exists, but there's 3 Bay Area women who are being investigated after an alleged hate crime, and they attacked this Asian Uber driver. Now, there's been a lot going on in the news with rappers, gunplay. We talked about this on Gagging, where he attacked an Asian woman online. Now, three Bay Area women have gone viral after a video was shown of them attacking an Uber driver. I'm gonna play this video for you to take a look.
Fuck the man. Fuck the nigga, and I got corona. Yeah, what's up? Fuck you too. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't touch my property. You have to get their ass for shit. Now you about to get beat the fuck up. Yeah, now you about to get beat the fuck up. Now you about to get beat the fuck up. What's up?
You don't touch my property. You don't buy it. You don't buy it. I bought it. I worked hard for it.
You're not in the middle of nowhere.
So
what's up? Hell no.
So
Bitch ass
did it like this?
Kick us out in the middle of the fucking thing. Are you stupid? I really have to do something.
Did I told you to get out in the gas station? You didn't.
Let me say this to the woman that was sitting directly behind the driver. You are a privileged little bitch, and I don't know what you do or where you come from. I guess you're an Instagram person or she's a rapper or something. I don't know what you do, but you gonna run up on somebody one day and do what you just did to that man who was doing his job, and they gonna lay you all the way out. And now to the 3, there's 3 of them, to 2 black girls in the back. And again, I'm from the Bay, so I understand how this whole culture goes where we turn up city. That right there, I think, was an indictment on the culture that we live in right now, where we believe that it's okay to treat innocent people on the job that way. Now, again, don't get it twisted. Sometimes you do got to turn up on somebody. There are places I go where they act out of line. Just this past weekend, I went to some place here in LA where they acted a damn fool, and I was so calm and so collected and so focused because I know that the slightest inkling that we're going to turn up, they amplify that, because they already have a perception of who we are. When they got in that car, that man probably had an idea of who they were based on racist thoughts or what he's seen or what he's heard, but he still treated them with respect, at least from what we saw, and the way that they treated him in the midst of a pandemic, coughing on him. All y'all asses need to go to jail. And I heard that they were banned from the app and banned from Lyft, which is great. But the girl spoke out after she got caught doing that. And this is what she had to say about it.
My boyfriend taught me, don't let nobody play with you. Smack the fuck out them. That's what I was taught. So if y'all boyfriends told y'all to let this Uber, let y'all get out the car and get robbed or whatever the fuck would have happened, now that's on y'all. Hell no. And he lucky as hell I ain't have nothing on me on mamas, because if he would have played with me, bruh, it would have been a whole different story. For real, you not about to kick me out on the freeway. Everybody I know, 75% of people I know would have smacked the shit out of him or done some crazy ass off the wall shit. All I did was take his mask off and cough a little bit, but I ain't even have corona. So at the end of the day, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was disrespectful as fuck. I'm dead ass wrong for that, but it could have been avoided. Period, point blank. It could have been avoided. You could have just waited and made sure we was safe. If you would have made sure y'all passed this, fuck.
Now, listen, even with all that said, that would have been a lot for us to digest. But if it doesn't get any worse, she did this on another trip in Hawaii because that video, you know, the receipts when you do stuff comes out. Take a look.
Ignore it. It's cold in here. You won't even cut the heater on. A little more. Cold in here. Dang.
No AC, nigga. No.
Cut it
We're
off.
paying. You're not. No. No.
We're paying
No.
you.
Go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You don't need to put both the windows down. Now you got me hella fucking mad. What the fuck is you doing?
Lee, I don't want to argue with you. Lee,
Don't touch me.
why you mad?
I don't get why people playing with grown ass men like that. I just don't understand a lot of it. A lot of it's just I think we need a lot more respect for people that work in that industry. I feel like because you call someone on the app, you feel like you have this entitlement for them to do whatever the fuck you tell them to do, right? You don't own this person because they pick you up in their personal car and drive you somewhere. There's no ownership you have over them. Now, if I get in a car and somebody's doing some wild shit, say the driver's doing something weird, I'm going to get out the car. I'm gonna say, can you stop the car and let me get out? So you have an opportunity to get out. You're fighting with the driver. Some of this stuff I'll be trying to figure out in real time, so I start rambling, but I just don't.
You're being too logical, Damage. The truth is, she's a trash ass bird bitch who should have gotten mollywopped, and she's lucky she messed with the right one. Because if it was me, I would have whooped her ass. Because I take Ubers and Lyfts all the fucking time. I think she's disgusting human. I hope her bird ass has to walk or learn how to fly away somewhere, and that she never gets another ride again. If you're really that popping, buy a car, sis.
And let me say this, because oftentimes, people will get criticized and say, oh, well, men shouldn't put their hands on women. Let me be very clear. Don't ever pull up on me like that, man or female. I don't care, because you snatching on people and doing all this and that and coughing in my face and pulling my mask off. I'm going to tell you right now, I got a really good right elbow and a really good right fist. And I'm telling you, these hands is heavy. And y'all can put me on Hollywood Unlocked, Unlocked Hollywood, Upside Down Hollywood. You can put me anywhere. You snatch on me in an aggressive way, or you come anywhere in my perimeter, you're going to get hit. Because the person that you run up on could be somebody who has skills to beat your ass. And then, then what you gonna do? You gonna cry, the man beat me up because I'm a woman? Nah. If you act like a man and you do manly things to a man where you aggressively attack him, he has the right to defend himself. And I'm sorry, if he would have hit you with a 2-piece and laid you out like Kentucky Fried Chicken, baby, I'd have been okay with that.
You know what's crazy is this all started because the app say you have to have a mask to be in the car, and her two friends had a mask and she didn't. And she said, hey, sir, do you have an extra mask? And he said, no. And next thing you know, she's coughing on him and ripping things off and trying to beat him up. So sis, you were wrong to begin with. You are strong and wrong. And what's disgusting on top of this is over 500,000 Americans have died of COVID, right? And you're up here claiming to have it while coughing and laughing at somebody. He doesn't know if you really have it or not. Do you know what kind of psychological trauma you could cause somebody by doing something like that? That is not funny. It's not funny at all. Well, whatever she gets, I won't feel bad for her.
There was also a sense of privilege in there too, where she clearly she comes from a position of privilege in her mind. She looks like a trash box, so it doesn't look like she's taking many baths, at least not up until that point of the video. And so I think that because she's coming from a place of privilege in her mind, that she believes she could behave this way. It's not the Uber's responsibility to give you no mask. Now, I will say, the last couple of days, I've had to take an Uber here and there to go run an errand. I didn't want to drive. And I didn't have a mask on me. And I said, sorry, sir, do you have a mask? And he says, yes. But if he didn't have a mask when he pulled up, guess what? There's no Uber ride. And I can't be mad at him because I wasn't prepared for it. We are in the middle of a pandemic. And it just goes to show the level of ignorance that is still out there. I'm hoping that, these men somehow get vindicated. I don't know if they can sue them or whatever. It doesn't look like the man in Hawaii. It looked like he was just trying to do his job and get out the way. But I hope that somehow they get blocked on these apps, that the Uber drivers have a right to sue. I think it's an unsafe work environment. I don't know what EEOC regulations have been updated or what regulatory agencies are looking at how to keep Uber drivers safe. But yeah, I mean, this is why I've always thought about taxi drivers, Uber drivers, just having random people jump in your car at any hour of the day is it could end up in situations like these. So. Yeah, well, look, Yeah, well, look, I hope that everybody out there is being safe. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and even though Texas now is wide open 100% with no mask and people out there act like coronavirus just disappeared, I plan to travel tonight, and I'm going to travel safely and put my mask on and wash my hands and stay sanitized up. I hope everybody else is being safe. Damaged Blue, are you guys traveling at all, or are you just staying local and in the house?
I'm going to Philly. I'm going back home, so I'm gonna be out with you. I'm going back to the East Coast to touch down on the soil.
Yeah, I have to leave town for a little bit, and it's gonna be my first time since COVID. I'm very, very nervous, but I'm gonna be in a hazmat suit looking cute. So yeah, I'm gonna do my part not to spread this.
Well, I don't wear a hazmat suit, but I definitely make sure I sanitize my seating area. I keep my hands washed when I go to the bathroom. I don't touch anything. I definitely don't touch my face. So, but travel safely, and I'm gonna travel safely as well. And we'll be back next week. Peace.
Hey,
Love
peace,
y'all.
y'all.
All right, look, that was a great show, and make sure you keep coming back because we got all types of amazing interviews and topics that are gonna make you go crazy.
That's right. That means like, subscribe, do everything you need to do to make sure you stay up to date with what we got going on.
And ladies, stay tuned in because you know I have your back.
And listen, make sure that you're commenting below because even though I say I don't read it on the show, that's all I do when it's over. Peace.